Yo, what's going on, guys? Savage here. Look, I used to upload my gameplay and analyze everything I did, and then it just kind of got really repetitive because I typically do the same thing every time. So I've been focusing on viewer submissions and random gameplay as well. In this video, we will be reviewing a viewer submitted game. Now, the purpose of the series is not to troll anybody. It's not to make fun of anybody. There's different levels of skill in this game. So guys, whatever you see in this video, please refrain from being a dick. Guys, before we get into it, if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel, join the wolf pack right now, leave a like on the video. Let's get this video to 500 likes, guys. We've been nailing the likes lately. Let's just push it a little further. And also, don't forget to share these videos with your teammates if they are struggling and holding you guys back from a win. Guys, I have been loving the positive feedback from it. You guys seem to really enjoy the viewer submitted gameplay, so I'm going to be putting that out 3 times a week. Guys, if you would like to submit your viewer gameplay, please read the description below. I will put in there instructions on how to submit your gameplay to me. But guys, without further ado, let's dive into the gameplay. All right, here we're not going to waste much time, guys. We're spectating Max. He's in an area that has multiple people. He's playing a solos game. There's a person on the roof who's fighting another person at bank. Now remember, guys, if you decide you want to peek windows or doorways, make sure if you open the door or you're peeking a window, you back away from the doorway of the window. You don't want to put yourself in a position because right now you're vulnerable. Half your body's vulnerable to all of this, not to mention the roof to your right, and even a little bit of bank can see you as well. So if this were me, I would, 1, be peeking through the window, and 2, be backed away from the window so that the only people that can see me is the guy I'm shooting at. So you picked up the SMG, it's got the canted scope on it. I would go ahead and I would switch to the close range on that. I hate SMGs that have long range scopes on them. Even a 2x is just too much, so I would go ahead and switch it to the red dot before you get in another fight. The last thing you want to do is run into an enemy in a close quarter situation, a building or something like that, to where you go to ADS on the target and it's this big ass zoom. All right, so my dude grabs the recon. One thing I will say off the bat, man, try to speed up your looting just a little bit. All right, so a lot of people see the flags switch over to train station and they'll abandon it. I got a lot of teammates that are like, no, don't go for it. If you pick up a flag in this area, 9 times out of 10, it's going to go train station. 9 times out of 10. I always go for it. 1, early game, train station is not going to be contested. There's very rarely going to be people landing at train station from the get-go. So for the most part, you're going to be pretty safe. I don't think I've ever died from doing a train station flag off the rip. Again, guys, even though you're playing the match, you know, game at a time, learn from your past mistakes and learn from the past. So because in my head, I know train station is not contested early game, I'm going to remember that until it ends up being contested, you know? I've also learned that search objectives are very, very hard to come by now. Everyone goes for searches now. It's weird. It's like people are listening. So because of that, I now tend to not go for search objectives. I usually go for flag objectives and start off the bat with a flag, and then work my way to other things. So kind of learn from the things happening in the game, make mental notes of those things, long-term mental notes, and just make plays based off of that. I like the fact he didn't waste any time. He went ahead and got his loadout before he got the flag. I do like that idea a lot. A lot of people get the flag first and then get their stuff. But again, you don't want to die with 10 grand on you. That would be a horrible thing. All right, so I like that he's scanning the area to make sure nobody's coming out. Go ahead and get your loadout. Be quick. Be fast with it. So right here. So whenever you get a loadout, guys, whenever you're at a loadout station, already have in your head which loadout you're going to get. And instantly pick it up. That wasn't too slow, but honestly, if I was baiting that crate, if I was coming up on that crate and I had a sniper, I would have taken him out before he could have reacted. So just make your decision making a little faster. Okay, again, you got that MP7. I would go ahead and make sure that the scope that you're going to use on it is canted to the red dot. I would not use that 2x. All right. I like how he did 1 heartbeat sweep. He's going to move up to the next building, hopefully whip out his heartbeat again. I like it. So when I'm clearing compounds, I won't sit there and hold out the heartbeat. But if I approach a new building, I'll whip it out real quick and see if there's another enemy. I like the fact he spotted the enemy and he goes to the high ground. There's something I've been preaching, guys. If you can fight on the high ground, fight on the high ground. Puts the enemy at a huge disadvantage. Enemies up the staircase. Is he sitting right in front of him? Holy shit! Woohoo! Oh no! All right. In that case right there, wow. I did hear the enemy come in the door. I did hear him walk up the stairs, barely, but I did hear him, and my volume's on like 200%. But that case right there, you ran out of ammo. Good transition, switching to your gun. However, fun fact, melee that. In that situation, I would have meleeed him. If I run out of ammo and I'm that close to guy, just take that extra step and get the melee off and finish the kill. I do like the fact that you're stopping, you're scanning the area, you're looking around. I like that a lot. Good on you, brother, for sure. Making sure the coast is clear. Now, doing this flag at this point is a little sketch. Remember, Your loadout just landed. Your free loadout just landed. But also 2 other loadouts landed as well. So there may be other people close to you. And we've been in this area a little too long. Again, make your way from point to point. Don't overstay your welcome, because eventually people will be collapsing on you. Train station does get hot mid-game. I try to make my way in and out of train station. I do not want to stay here longer than I have to. All right, so you're sitting here looting. You don't need anything. If you needed ammo, there's an ammo stash right there. You got your ammo. But sitting there looting room to room, there's no point in that. You've got everything you need. You have your gas mask, you have full plates, you have your satchel. The only thing you need right now is money, and that can come with other things. I would not go looting building to building to building to building, especially after you already have your loadout, trying to find money for UAVs and other things. Now this guy's flying in. You can see it on the radar. If you look at the radar right here, there's an arrow above it. If you ever see the arrow, it means he's above you. If you ever see the arrow aimed down, that means he's below you. Just fun fact.
Be advised, UAV is bingo fuel. RTB for resupply.
All right, so at this point, a lot of people will freeze up in this position. They're like, okay, I have a UAV. I'm at train station. There's person here, 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 here. What do I do, Savage? Who do I go for? How do I decide who to go for? That's pretty simple. Don't go for any of them. Okay, this right here, UAV is kind of useless. The UAV is a nice tool, but sometimes you're going to use it and it's just not going to benefit you that much. Make mental notes. There's 2 people here. There's 3 people here, but that's it. If you do push across out here, and again, this is for newer players only. If you're an intermediate advanced players, dude, I would go for the fight. But if you're a newer player and you're struggling to win, struggling to get kills, I would say play it safe. Don't go for the kills. Why? One, you're going to have to cross this wide open area on foot and push a guy that's camping on a building. Another guy's already pushing him camping on the building. So you could probably go there to third party. However, if he sees you in this long ass open field, he's going to kill you. Now, if I was in this match, this is the one I would go for. This is the one I would go for. However, again, newer players, I would bail on the fight completely. These 2 guys are not even fighting. These 2 guys are in 2 different houses, sitting next to each other, too afraid to push each other. That's what happens in solos. It's an unfortunate thing, but it happens. If I see 2 people camped in houses next to each other, I'm not pushing, because the moment that I push one of them, the other one will get a wild hair up his ass to come push me, and then I'll end up getting pinched in third partied. So to me, I would avoid all these guys and I would go for the bounty. Now, like I said, there's nothing wrong with going for it. There's nothing wrong with going for it at all. But as a newer player, I definitely don't recommend you put yourself in a 1v4 situation. Like I said, the other compound is definitely a pushable one. 1v2 I would do all day. But because they're just sitting in buildings next to each other, I'm imagining they both know each other are there, and they're not going to move until somebody else comes, and then they're just going to double team you. All right, so all of this is what I call wasted time. I try my best to keep myself occupied at any given moment. I always want to be having something to do. 1, to keep myself engaged with the game. 2, to keep my focus up. And 3, to keep me busy. I find that if I don't have a plan, I end up doing this. I end up looking around, scanning, not really finding anybody, just wasting time. This is an opportunity. You could be going for objectives. You could be going for kills. Remember, if you do a flag objective, what's going to happen? It's going to attract other enemies to you, and you'll be able to get kills that way. If you do a bounty, that's something I highly recommend. If you don't want to do search, if you don't want to do flag, go for bounties. There's no reason not to. It reveals an enemy's position. It gives you somebody to chase down and hopefully fight and kill. It's the perfect training tool, honestly. You want to go ahead and have that one up on the enemy. It's just, there's no reason not to do it. I will always try to avoid rooftops like train station if I only have an AR. If I don't have a sniper, there's really no reason for me to be up here. So I don't know how many kills you average, Max, but I guarantee you, if you start playing a little more aggressive, if you start doing more objectives and going for things and spent less time looting and just kind of looking around, you would drop way more kills. you would drop way more kills. So just off what I've seen so far, what I highly recommend, don't waste too much time. Always go for something. Always go for something. There's also a guy to his right. I don't know if you guys saw that or not. So right here, this is exactly why I say don't rely on your heartbeat. You heartbeated, so in your head, you think you're immediately clear, but what you didn't notice is this guy right here. Watch. There's a guy right here. And he just jumped off the ledge. You didn't even notice him. You were looking basically right at him. In my opinion, as a new player, heartbeat is going to take away from your awareness. And trust me, I was guilty of it when I started playing this game too. All right, you heard him shoot. You know he's there now. You see him, all right? At this position, don't waste time. You saw the enemy jump on the ledge. I would instantly mount my gun and blaze this guy down. Good kill. Good kill. Now remember, he was shooting at somebody else, but he was sniping at him, so they might be pretty far away. I would go ahead and assume that whoever was shooting was pretty far away. However, me going up this ladder, whoever he was shooting at is probably looking over here. It's a very risky move, but I don't think the enemy's got an angle based on where the enemy you just killed was looking at. Remember, when you're third-partying an enemy, don't just focus on the enemy. Look where his barrel's aimed at. So when you kill him, you can focus in the exact same direction and kill whoever he was shooting at as well. I don't mind the AX50 Graw combo. I actually like it a lot. The Graw's a great close range weapon. I have a beautiful close range Graw build that I can do if you guys are interested. So now you have your AX50 for long range and your Graw for, you know, medium to long range. All right, so here we are with how to rotate the circle, Savage. This is, again, the most common question in my comment section is, how do I rotate? How do I get myself out of a bad position? Because right now, he's in a bad position. So basically, the way I look at the circle, and it's all about how you look at it, is so 50% of the circle is not even in bounds. If you would zoom out enough, you'll see that it's not even in bounds. So you're looking at half the circle actually being in the game, and half of that is on the other side of the street. Now, this is the edge of the map right here. If you're not familiar with the map layout, get familiar with it. This is the edge of the map right here. These are the last compounds with a bunch of woods and stuff, right? That's where you kind of want to get. That's where the circle's probably going to finish. But you don't want to move there yet. If you move there too soon, then you catch all these guys shooting at you while you're in the open, right? Whether you take a vehicle, whether you take a helicopter, whether you teleport, it's a dangerous push too soon. So there's two options in this position. It just depends on how you want to play. If you want to play safe, play slow, play passive, and slowly get safe, rotate to the south. Why? Because there's a lot less buildings. One, I would wait until the circle pushes in before I made a move. I would get my ass right here and I would sit and wait. Now this plan's from a passive standpoint, but what I would do if I wanted to play passive, play slow, and go for the win with little kills, I would get right here on the edge of the circle, wait for the circle to close in, and then I would rotate on the edge and clear out these compounds, right? There's probably going to be 2 or 3 people in this little section of buildings. And on top of that, they'll probably die to each other. So you might have to get 1 or 2 fights, maybe at best. And then once you win those fights, you can slowly dictate where the next circle is going to be, and you can rotate inwards. Now, what I would do to a more aggressive push, a more kill hungry push, it's not really safer, but it's a better option. So basically, I would push into Boneyard for multiple reasons. One, the north part of the circle is the majority, right? So down here is only probably 20% of the circle. Up here is a massive chunk of it. So the chance of the circle rotating to the north is highly more probable than it hugging the south. So that's one reason I would push Boneyard. 2, way more kills. Way more kills. 3, you got buy stations galore. 4, you've got objectives galore. I mean, this is just my heaven. This is where I want to go. Not to mention, Boneyard's a great spot to fight. So let's see what he does. But again, like I said, my ass would be rotating to Boneyard. But if you want the safer play, play the south end of the circle by the promenade buildings and slowly rotate and get, or you all can't see, and slowly rotate the hill and get across the street. So at this point, I would not even go for loadout drop. You've allowed the loadout drop too much time. I wouldn't go for it. I wouldn't even touch it. Why? Because there's going to be people on the hill back here for sure who are rotating in, and you might even have people around this area, around the loadout drop, baiting it. All right, so you've got a guy in tower. Now, when it comes to firehouse fights like this, I always tell people, don't ever wait for the perfect headshot. Take your shots to sniper and hit your shots. However, if there's a guy camping, there's a guy in front of him. If there's a guy camping tower at fire station, wait for the perfect headshot. Because if you don't kill him, now they know you're there, and they have a lot of cover. They have a big old building they can work. He played that good. That guy didn't stand a chance. He's running the open. Like I said, I predicted that there was a guy by the loadout stash, and that's exactly where he came from. Again, that's why it said give up on it, and he did, and he got the kill. All right, so as I was saying before, I said, guys, I'm gonna go Boneyard because it's gonna have a chance to rotate north. I was wrong. So my ass would already be in Boneyard, and that'd be fine. I'd still be getting kills. And then even if you rotated Boneyard, you still have this little area that's safe. However, the better play at this position where he's at right now is I would definitely rotate south now, get to these buildings, clear it out, and get safe. Because if you cross anywhere in this area, you're gonna get shot by Boneyard, you're gonna get shot by this compound, the rest of Boneyard, you're gonna get shot across right here. The chance of a bunch of teams camping down here is very slim. Granted, look at the map. There's a vehicle over here. Keep that in account so you know there's a team over here. You know there's a team on the edge of the circle. But you're looking at one team here, maybe one or two teams here. I'm saying teams, it's solos, but you get the drift. So you're looking at about 3 people. Again, this is just guessing based on my history with the game and how people play. You're going to get more fights. There's going to be more players here. So if you're thinking from a rotation standpoint, rotate south. It's going to be safer. It's less action. It's less congested. This would be the play to go. At this point, where you're positioned right now, I would give up on Boneyard altogether. So he's got 16 grand. This will be a perfect opportunity to buy some UAVs and maybe even a self-res. I probably would do a self-res since the circle is going to end in the forest. If you do get down to longer range, you'll be able to pop that self-res. You can see him pre-playing in his head. I like this. He's looking at the map. He's looking where people are shooting. The guy's not suppressed, so he's popping up on the mini map. I love the fact that he loaded his map and he marked exactly where he saw the guy so he can make an effective push. This is something you do not see people do. This may seem very basic to you guys, but I guarantee if you look back at your gameplay, you probably don't do this yourselves. Notice how he's sticking next to walls, going from car to car. I like that. He's not just running in the open. He's staying next to the dirt mountain, staying next to the wall. Very good play. He's also playing with the edge of the circle. All right, so in that position, I'm glad I did that. So the reason why I said it was a good thing he's staying on the edge of the circle is because Dick Farm Done right here was not. So what happened? If you guys leave the edge of the circle too long, you're going to run into people like Max who are playing the edge, and you're going to get shot in the back while your focus is completely elsewhere. So when it comes to endgame, guys, like I always say, slow it down, play the edge of the circle in some scenarios. This is a perfect scenario, and don't get shot in the back. All right, now remember, there's going to be somebody over here. At least I would imagine there's going to be somebody over here. And there he is on the mini map. I would go ahead and make a mental note of the guy right here. That way, when you do get safe, you can remember to yourself, there's a guy camping the edge. He's not on the building, but he's on the edge of the circle, camping the buy station that you're trying to make your way to. I like the fact you're still keeping your eyes to the right, looking for this guy on the hill. Hopefully you can kill him. I'm not a huge fan of working inside of buildings towards the end of the game because there's usually people camped up in them. And right there, you hear the guy upstairs. I like the slow door open. I like that. We don't know if the enemy knows he's here. Wait for the circle to push in. That way the enemy can kind of maybe make the first move. That's exactly what I would do. He's got a gas mask. I would let the enemy jump off first. Maybe even take some gas damage. Try not to, but maybe take some gas damage and come in from behind. The enemy's right here on this other vehicle. All right, I like it. All right. That was a good fight. That was a good fight. He did exactly what I was saying. He didn't even need to take gas damage, so that worked out perfectly. All right. So this situation right here, I don't know what your sniper skills are like. If you're a decent sniper, keep the sniper. If you're not a decent sniper, own it and switch to the MP5. That's perfectly fine. But this is going to be a sniper ending for sure. For sure. It's a very wide open ending. I would want a sniper in my hands in a situation like this for sure. I try to just get more efficient at looting quicker. That's all it is. Just practice, muscle memory. Just make sure you look at the UAV, you pick it up instantly. And that's a developed habit. There's really no skill behind it. It's just doing enough repetitions to where you're really fast and efficient with it. Now, beautiful UAV. There's a guy on the ridge right to the west. I would buy more UAVs and spam the living crap out of it. My man, I love it. I love it. I love it. All right, so if you notice right here, this player is gatekeeping you. He knows you're here. I don't know how, but he knows you're here. This is going to be a hard play. If he has a sniper, you're going to be at a very big disadvantage. I definitely would go ahead and challenge this guy. He's got a sniper scope. He's looking right at you. Now, how to do this? I would not peek the sight again. This is where he just saw you at. He's going to be ready for the shot. If you peek again, he'll probably shoot you. So I would rotate to the right and try to find another hill, a ridge, a tree, some kind of cover, and slowly work myself to him using that cover that's in the field. I like the fact that he used the airstrike as suppressive cover. I do. I really like it. It saved his ass. Hopefully he takes the gas mask off. He's taking more gas damage shit. All right, the enemy actually even kind of just abandoned even worrying about him. If I was the enemy, I would definitely have my sight on him still. Nice break. Nice push with shooting. Guys, remember, you don't have to sit still and shoot. You can shoot, run, shoot, run, shoot, run. I like the transition that he's doing. A lot of people will just sit in the gas and spray down until they get the kill. I like the fact that he's running with the circle, and when the circle pushes him to safety, he gets safe. So at this point right here, according to the map, I would work my way into this area. Get the ridges, get the tree cover, get away from this as soon as possible. You're vulnerable in this area from, well, everything. So I would work my way to the edge of the map. 100% certain. Now, when you're rotating, remember, there's going to be some other people over here. There's still a lot of people in the game. Oh, shit. Hello. The benefit and the curse to rotating to the edge of the map or the edge of the gas is the fact that the gas is loud. So, unfortunately for the enemy, he didn't hear your footsteps because why? Well, the gas is loud. So you can kind of use it to your advantage. However, in his case, it could be a disadvantage too. Now, there's 7 enemies left. Remember, there's a vehicle right here on mini-map. Vehicle right here. Guess what? There's an enemy over here too. Always be aware of the map and where the buildings are at. This vehicle right here is the enemy just killed. This guy right here, I'm assuming we're about to meet him. We're about to meet this lovely son of a bitch. So when it comes to playing hills and ridges, never ever put yourself at a disadvantage by climbing up a rock, right? You've got plenty of ridges, you've got plenty of things you can kind of head peek. Right now, you're putting yourself completely vulnerable to the entire map to get shot, to get sniped, to get rocketed, whatever the case may be. This is not the thing you want to do. I understand you want to clear the map, but try to keep yourself in your ridges. Now, there's a dead body here and a cluster strike. Pick up that cluster quickly if you can. Make your way back. Remember, there's still another enemy. Even if that enemy belonged with that vehicle, he still died by somebody. So I'd push myself right across to the north, get this hill. I like the fact that he's hugging the left side of the mound. This is perfect. I think you slowly work your way up. Now remember in your head, if you do get shot at, you have a cluster strike. Shoot the cluster at the enemy just to distract them. All right, so at this point, we know there's a guy right here. I would have marked it on my map to remember that, or just made a mental note. He might have made a mental note, but make sure you're making notes of everything that pops up on the UAV or on the mini-map. All right, so that's one of them. That was not the guy shooting. He was way too close. So there's still another guy originally that popped up on the map to his right. Now, because you're so close to there, I'm going to assume, remember, I haven't seen this footage yet, but I'm going to assume he's going to get shot from the right. The other guy, he just killed a guy right here, but the guy appeared on the map somewhere around this area, right? So he's instantly going to rotate and probably shoot us. I would imagine. That's what I'd do. There's 3 enemies left. I don't know why you use the cluster, to be honest. Maybe you have a reason. I'm not sure. Oh, there's an enemy over there. Okay. JK, good shit, brother. Let's go. Nice. Now, look. You're looting. Remember, when you're looting, it's fine. Pay attention. Pay attention to the map. Remember the guy said was going to shoot us on the right? Well, he's right here. He moved closer. He's working his way to us. And I'm assuming you didn't see it, and you're... Oh my God, he's so close. He's so close. He's so close. He's to your right. Oh shit, there you just saw him! You just saw his head! Now I get there's a lot of things to look at in this game. Oh my God. There's a lot of things to look at in this game. This game's very, very dense with cover. Good turn and good fight. All right, cool. Good shit. That guy was... Oh! In game, don't melee to execute. I will melee to execute if I have to. If I have to reload or something like that. But look, you had 2 guns, right? You could have YY'd. You could have switched your weapons, executed, and popped down. First thing you did was instantly start plating. I wouldn't have played it at all. As soon as I saw the down, I would have executed them. Got to cover, then played it up. That was just unfortunate. As soon as you went for the execution, again, you're making noise. It's a small circle. It's a condensed map. There's people everywhere. You hate to see it. And you didn't even get the kill. The guy self-res. Rip. Max, thank you for letting me spectate your gameplay. I really enjoyed it. I have 2 recommendations for you, Max. One, and this goes back to the train station incident. We were on the roof for a long period of time. It seems like you overstay a certain area and you loot a little longer than you should, and you kind of scan for targets a little longer than you should. If you're looking for kills, if you're looking for gunshots, just grab a bounty. If you grab a bounty, it'll tell you instantly where somebody's at, and it'll keep your body moving. You don't want to stay in one area for too long. And 2, observation. I noticed a couple people you didn't notice. That guy at the end, that was unfortunate for sure. You know, you might be looking at your plates, looking at your health and things like that, but I don't ever stare at the minimap. I don't ever stare at the plates. I don't ever stare at my ammo. I glance at it. I'm always staring at the center of my screen, and I'm glancing at the peripherals. I'm glancing at the HUD. I'm glancing at the UI. You want to stay focused. You want your focus to always be the middle of your screen. Everything else is just a glance. But guys, again, this video is a learning process. The reason why I'm doing viewer submissions is so that you guys can see mistakes other players make. We all make different mistakes. That's why I'm getting different inputs so we can correct them together and work on them together. Guys, again, good luck in Warzone. Hopefully these tips are helping you. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Smash the like button. But guys, I'll see you in the next one. Yo, what's going on, guys? Savage here. I really hope you're enjoying the gameplay. I'm loving making this series. If you want to check out some other tips and tricks videos, make sure you click these 2 over here. And don't forget to subscribe, hit the button below. But guys, y'all have a good one and good luck in Warzone.